Well, it was started 23 years ago as a fundraiser for St. James Catholic School. Over those 23 years, it has become our greatest fundraiser, and it's our most important one each year. St. James Catholic School has been an incredible part of the McMinnville community for so many years. The parish is 140 years old this year, and the school has been there almost as long. So it's been a significant part of this community, and the monies go toward helping our students. That's where all of the money goes, right into the school itself, and it enables us to provide a great education, offering things that oftentimes a public school today is unable to offer.
I grew up here in McMinnville. I graduated from St. James Grade School. The SIP event's all about fundraising for St. James. It's the biggest fundraiser. I think one of the attractions, ironically, might be the fact that for your ticket to come and taste wine and that, you get to come inside the Air and Space Museum.
You know, one of the greatest advantages is the venue. They will move a lot of the airplanes out. However, there's a lot of airplanes and things hanging from the ceiling. And so you get kind of a sense of the museum, and if people are already there, it's also an opportunity to go into the other parts of the museum.
It's fun walking around with the live music around the airplanes and the space shuttle.
It's a great venue, and it's the one that we're going to return to again and again.
This is the best festival ever.
I love trying new types of wines, learning about new varietals, and hanging out with my family. I like the social aspect of it. I'm new to this whole thing. Oh, hello, friend.
The event is actually amazing. You know, walking around and seeing all the wineries and all the people and all the vineyards, I mean, and it's been around forever. I love being here. It's actually a lot of fun.
We have, I think, at the SIP event, more wineries from outside of Yamhill County. And so if I like some wines from the Rogue Valley or something, I come to SIP, 10 minutes from my house. If I would normally want to go taste those wines, I've got to drive 5 hours to get to them. So I think for some of the folks, it's a chance to taste wines in Oregon without having to travel hours and hours to get to some of the wineries. So I think that's one of the advantages. That's one of the drawing cards we have.
There's a number of different food vendors who are there as well. All kinds. There's barbecues to seafood to sugar and chocolate, which is very important. Especially with wine. Red wine and a little dark chocolate, they go well together. But there's also a number of other vendors who are selling their crafts.
Hello, Rob Ward with Raw Woodworks. And I've been doing this event for my 5th year, and next year will be my 6th. The people here are friendly, fun, classy. The staff is extremely well. Can't say enough about the staff and the volunteers, and the patrons are of the same caliber.
It's hard to imagine a program like this that is governed by mostly volunteers and how well they put it together. They treat us vendors extremely well, and they advertise extremely well. And I keep coming back because my business has done very well.
I think St. James is extraordinary at taking care of the vendors. I hear lots of good things from the vendors about how well they're treated. The garbage is dumped. If they need ice, they got ice constantly and stuff. And there's quite the crew that they put together, and it's managing a large army of volunteers, and nobody's paid, totally with volunteers to get this thing done. So I think they're amazingly efficient in what they do. And for me, as a volunteer and a leader of volunteers, that's fun to watch that side of it too.
We've been coming to the SIP for 23 years. We come to McMinnville every year for the Wine and Food Classic because it's unrivaled as far as the atmosphere and the facilities and the staff and the vendors they have will call, and it's just it's the perfect event.
Probably our favorite part about the show is the help. We've got amazing volunteers that come and take your recycling, take your garbage, refill your ice, and it just makes our job so much more enjoyable. We don't have to worry about that. So the support is absolutely phenomenal.
The vendors get tremendous exposure from a large metro crowd. There are people that come from out of state. So I think for a lot of the vendors, especially the folks downstate, we give them a population base on one weekend that they normally would not find because we're so close to the metro area.
The classiness of it all has really grown, and it really does draw from the Northwest as a whole.
I think we're very sincere in saying we have a great program to offer you, and it's only going to get bigger and better because we got a lot of people that this is their life's work, is to try and make this event be successful.
What I like about this event is that this program, they evaluate every year from the feedback in which they get from the vendors. They change up the floor plan. They listen to all the vendors and their compliments as well as their criticisms in which they felt would make it a better program. They work at it in a way that benefits all of us.
I want St. James to be around, and I want this spirit of volunteerism that just is what McMinnville is all about to continue. And so I've watched it continue, generate from my parents and them volunteering at St. James to my family, my kids volunteering, those things. So this generational thing is a big thing about McMinnville. So if I was a sponsor, that would be exciting to think there's this continuity of these families that are so dedicated to make this event happen and to protect their school. And the McMinnville communities, I mean, that's what we're all about. I mean, we are one of the largest volunteering communities in Oregon. And I can tell you firsthand because of all the years I served as mayor.